Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you something and be honest with yourself. Are you tired of grammar rules? Do you ever open your English book and think, why am I learning all these tenses, charts, and exceptions? Do I really need this to speak English? Maybe you've been studying for months, maybe even years. You've learned grammar. You've memorized vocabulary, but when it's time to speak, you freeze. You forget the rule. You hesitate. You get nervous, and you wonder, why can't I speak fluently, even after all this studying? Let me tell you something important, something real. You don't need more grammar, you need real practice, daily practice. Speaking practice, not from a textbook, but from your own life. In this video, I'm going to show you a smart way to become fluent in English. No grammar exercises, no boring lectures, no pressure, just real sentences, simple habits, just your minutes a day of speaking, with yourself, with a mirror, while cooking or walking. This is how real people learn to speak, not by learning the rule first, but by using the language first. You will learn how to think in English, speak in English, live in English, even if you are just a beginner. By the end of this video, you'll know, why grammar is not the key to fluency. How to build confidence through daily speaking kimjik, and how to speak naturally without fear. So stay with me, don't click away. This video might change the way you learn English forever. Let's get started. Click Kabit Kalashike. Why grammar alone doesn't work. Let me begin with a story. I once had a student named Haruki. He was from Japan and he loved English. He studied hard, really hard. He knew all the grammar tenses. He could explain the difference between the present perfect and past perfect better than most teachers. But when I asked him a simple question like, "What did you eat this morning?" he froze. He looked down. He said nothing. Then he looked up and said, "I know the grammar, but I don't know how to speak. I've seen this again and again." Maybe you felt the same. You go to class. You memorize grammar. You do the exercises. You understand the rules. But when it's time to use English in real life, something feels wrong. You can't find the words. You're not sure if the sentence is right. You pause. You doubt yourself. And you stay quiet. Why does this happen? Because grammar is not fluency. Let me say that again. Grammar is not fluency. Grammar is a tool. It's like a map. But having a map does not mean you know how to drive. You need to get into the car. You need to move. You need practice. Let's look at children. Children do not learn grammar first. They don't say this is present simple. I must use would with questions. No. They hear real people speak. They repeat words. They make mistakes. They try again. And slowly, they speak fluently. No grammar books, no rules. Just listening, repeating, trying. You might say, but I'm not a child. That's true. You're not. But the method still works. In fact, it's how we all learn our first language. I had another student, Amina from Algeria. She came to me very frustrated. She said, I've been learning grammar for 10 years, but I still cannot speak. I asked her, do you practice speaking every day? She said no. Only writing, reading, and grammar. So I gave her a challenge. Forget grammar for 1 month. Just speak. Every day. Talk to yourself. Record your voice. Use simple sentences. Don't worry about being perfect. Just speak. She looked surprised. She said, won't I make mistakes? Of course, I said. But mistakes are part of the process. In fact, when you make a mistake and keep speaking, you learn faster than if you stop and wait for the right rule. She agreed. 1 month later, she came back. And guess what? She was speaking with confidence. Yes, she made mistakes. Yes, her grammar wasn't perfect. But she could answer questions. She could express herself. She didn't freeze. She didn't hide. That's fluency. That's real progress. Let me be clear. Grammar is helpful. It's not useless, but it should not be your first focus. Especially if you're a beginner or someone who wants to speak fluently. When you focus too much on grammar, 3 things happen. You become afraid of making mistakes. You stop yourself before you speak. You speak too slowly. You try to build the sentence in your head first, and by the time you're ready, you lose confidence. You feel like your English is never good enough. Now let's flip that. When you focus on real speaking practice first, you learn by doing. You hear the rhythm. You feel the words in your mouth. You become faster. Your brain begins to connect ideas automatically. You gain confidence. You realize, hey, I can do this. Have you ever met someone who speaks English well, but doesn't know much grammar? I have, many times. I had a student from Brazil named Lucas. He worked in a restaurant and spoke English with tourists every day. He didn't know the difference between he go and he goes. But guess what? He communicated clearly. He was confident. And everyone understood him. That's what matters. People don't listen to your grammar. They listen to your message. They listen to how you say it. They care about connection, not perfection. So here's what I want you to remember from this chapter. Deal. You don't need perfect grammar to speak fluent English. You need real practice, real conversation, real sentences from real life. Later, grammar will catch up. It always does. Your brain is smart. It will notice patterns. It will correct itself over time. But only if you give it something to work with. Only if you speak, so the next time you think, should I study grammar today? Ask yourself this instead. Did I speak today? If the answer is no, then forget the grammar for now. Speak. Repeat. Try. Make mistakes. Keep going. Fluency is not about rules. It's about use. Daily use. Smart use. Now, in the next chapter, I'll show you how to speak. Even if you're alone, you'll learn how to build fluency by talking to yourself. Yes, really. And it works better than you think. Let's keep going. Glamet chashan R. Speak first, fix later. The secret of fluency. Let me tell you something that surprises many English learners. You don't need to be correct to be fluent. Yes, you read that right. You can speak fluently. Even if you make mistakes, you see most learners wait. They wait until their grammar is perfect. They wait until they know the right sentence. Haver in the mutt. They wait until they feel by ready. And while they wait, someone else, who makes mistakes, is already speaking. That's the real secret of fluency. Speak first. Fix it later. I've seen this again and again. Some of my best students didn't start by speaking correctly. They started by speaking confidently. They weren't afraid to say, "She go to school." They just said it. And then after practice, after hearing it again and again, their brain slowly said, "Wait. Something sounds off. Maybe it's when she goes to school." And they fixed it naturally, without stress. Let me give you a real example. There was a student named Priya. She was from India and she loved English. But she never spoke in class. Never. I asked her why. She said, "I know I'll make mistakes. I feel shy. I don't want to say it wrong." So, I gave her a little task. I said, "Priya, I want you to speak every day for 2 minutes. Just to yourself. Talk about anything. Make mistakes. Don't stop. Just speak." At first, she was nervous. She said, "But I'll speak bad English." And I said, "That's good. Speak bad English. Because speaking bad English today will help you speak good English tomorrow." She smiled, and she tried. 2 weeks later, she came to class and raised her hand. For the first time ever, did she make mistakes? Yes. Did anyone care? No. Everyone was just happy to hear her voice, including me. That's the power of speaking first. When you speak, you give your brain something to work with. You create connections. You train your mouth, your ears, your memory. But when you stay silent, nothing grows. You stay stuck in your head. Think about how babies learn. They say, "I go there." Nobody says, "Wrong." We just smile and say, "Oh, you mean I went there?" And the child hears it, tries again, fixes it later. Now, of course, you're not a baby, but your brain still learns in the same way, through trying, failing, and repeating. That's how fluency is built. Here's a simple idea I teach. Practice wrong to get it right. It sounds strange, doesn't it? But it works. You say, "She go home now." And after some time, you hear native speakers say, "She goes home." Your brain notices the pattern. And guess what? Next time, you say, "She goes home," without needing a grammar lesson. Let me give you a little practice. Say this sentence with me. "I want tea." Now change it. "He want tea." Yes, that's not perfect English. But don't worry. Just speak. Later, you will hear someone say, "He wants tea," and your brain will say, "Ah, yes. I've heard that before." This is how you improve. Not by waiting to be correct, but by starting to speak. There's another student I remember, Omar from Egypt. He used to say, "I no understand." Oh, people corrected him. Say, "I don't understand." He heard it. He used it. But the first step was to say it wrong. That's how he got better. Not by staying quiet and waiting for perfection, but by using his voice Fluency is not about perfect sentences. It's about real communication. If you want to improve fast, stop asking, "Is this right?" Start asking, "Can I say this out loud today?" When you speak daily, even with mistakes, you begin to speak automatically. The fear goes away. Your confidence grows, becomes real. Here's something I want you to remember. Midocht. The only people who never make mistakes are the ones who never speak. So speak, mess up. Laugh at yourself, try again. Because every mistake is a step toward fluency. And here's something else. Native speakers also make mistakes. Yes, even in their own language, they forget words. They use the wrong tense. But they keep speaking. So why can't you? Let go of fear. Let go of the idea that you must be perfect. Instead, build the habit of speaking. That's your job now. Speak today. Fix it later. In the next chapter, I'll show you exactly how to practice speaking in a smart, simple way, using repetition and real-life sentences. We'll go from "I want tea" to "I'd love a cup of tea. Please." Step by step. No stress, just practice. Let's keep going and keep speaking. Cladabotians and lamaclation of Lashem sen. Real practice, real results. The power of repetition. Now that you understand the power of speaking first and fixing later, let's talk about something even more important. Repetition. Yes, I know. Some learners hear the word repeat and they think, boring. But I'm not talking about memorizing grammar definitions or repeating dry textbook dialogues. I'm talking about something simple, smart, and powerful. Repeating real sentences with small changes every day. Let me explain. Fluent speakers don't know every word in English. Shh. No one does. But what fluent speakers have is this. They know how to use simple words again and again. They don't stop to think about every word. They don't translate in their heads. They speak automatically. And the only way to speak automatically is through repetition. That's where my favorite method comes in. I call it repeat and replace. It works like this. You take one sentence. You say it, then you change just one word. Let me give you an example. Start with this: "I like coffee." Say it out loud. Again now. Now change one word. "I like tea." "I like milk." "I like chocolate." "I like apples." You see what's happening? You are using the same structure, but changing the word. You are repeating, but also learning to express new ideas. This is how babies learn. This is how you can learn too. Now let's go one step further. Take this sentence: "She is reading a book." Now repeat and replace: "She is reading a newspaper." "She is reading a story." "She is reading an email." You're building grammar without learning grammar rules. You're building vocabulary without a list. And you're building fluency, real fluency. The more you repeat, the more confident you feel. And the more you replace, the more words you learn. But here's the best part. You don't need a teacher for this. You can do it alone. Anytime. Anywhere. In the kitchen. Say, "I am cooking rice." "I am cooking eggs." I am cooking soup. At the bus stop, say in your mind, the bus is late. The bus is coming. The bus is fast. While brushing your teeth, try this. I brush my teeth every day. I brush my teeth in the morning. I brush my teeth after lunch. You don't need a classroom. You don't need a whiteboard. You just need your voice. Or even your inner voice. Here's what I tell my students. If you can talk to yourself, you can practice English. You can do it out loud or silently in your head. Both work. The brain doesn't care. It learns either way. And if you have a friend, even better, take turns. One person says, I want to go shopping. The other says, I want to go walking. I want to go swimming. I want to go sleeping. Okay, that one's a little funny, but fun is good limit. Soon you'll start to see patterns. You'll feel the rhythm of English. You won't need to translate in your head. It will come naturally. This is how you train your mouth, your ears, and your brain to work together. Repetition creates fluency, just like playing an instrument, just like learning to drive, just like any other skill. Here's something I always say. Repetition is not boring. Repetition is smart. When you repeat something often, you stop thinking about it, and that's when fluency begins. You stop translating. You stop worrying. You just speak. Let me tell you a short story. A few years ago, I had a student named Diego from Mexico. He wasn't confident in English, but he was serious about learning. So I gave him one task. Every morning, repeat sentences and change one word in each. He started with I, like, then I go to, then I am. He did this every day for 3 months. One day he came to class, smiled, and said, Teacher, something strange happened. I didn't think. I just spoke. That's fluency, not perfect grammar, not difficult words, just simple sentences, spoken with confidence without stopping to think. That's what you can do too. So starting today, build your own practice routine. Just move minutes a day. Pick one sentence. Repeat it. Change one word. Then do it again. You will be surprised how fast your speaking improves. You'll remember more words. You'll feel more confident. And most important, you'll finally enjoy speaking English, because this is your English. Not grammar book English, not exam English, but real, personal, everyday English. Now, in the next chapter, I'll show you how to build this routine into your daily life. At home, while walking, while doing chores, so you can speak English naturally without changing your lifestyle. Let's keep learning and speaking. Labtokenshius su. Use it or lose it. Turn daily life into English practice. Fluency is not just something you study. Fluency is something you build by using English every day. Not once a week. Not when you're in a class. Every day. In your real life. That's the smart way, and it's simple. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a textbook. You just need your life. Your normal, daily life. This chapter is about turning your life into your English classroom. That's right, your home, your kitchen, your mirror, your walk to school. They are all perfect places to practice. Why? Because if you don't use it, you lose it. It's true with language. It's true with everything. If you want to speak English fluently, you have to use English in the things you do every day. Let me show you how. Let's start in the morning. You wake up. You stretch. You say, "Good morning. Time to get up. I feel tired. Let's brush my teeth." You're not reading this in a book. You're living it. You are using English in the moment. And that's how it sticks. Now walk to the mirror. What can you say? I look sleepy. I need to shave. Let's brush my hair. What should I wear today? These are not big grammar sentences. These are real-life English phrases. And when you use English while doing real actions, your brain remembers faster. It's called context learning, and it's powerful. Let's go to the kitchen. You open the fridge, say this, "What should I eat? Where is the milk? I'm making eggs. This coffee smells so good." Even these small sentences, said while doing your daily routine, build fluency. Because your brain connects the language with the action. It's not passive learning. It's not waiting for a teacher. It's active English, and it works. Now maybe you're walking to work, or taking the bus, or riding your bike. Great! That's another classroom. Say this quietly to yourself, or even silently in your head. "It's a nice day. I'm running late. Look at that dog. The bus is crowded." Every thought is a chance to practice. Every moment is a chance to speak. Speak. I once had a student named Layla. She said, "I want to practice more, but I don't have time." So I asked her, "Do you eat breakfast?" She said, "Yes." "Do you walk to the store sometimes?" "Yes." "Do you get dressed in the morning?" "Of course." So I told her, "You have time. You have opportunities. You just need to see them." And she did. She started saying little sentences during her daily activities. At first, it felt strange. But after 1 month, she said English started to feel like a friend, not a subject. That's the goal. And let me say this clearly. You don't need a class. Your home is your classroom. Your routine is your teacher. Your habits are your practice. Here's a fun idea. Pick a room in your house. Let's say the bathroom. Now walk in and say 5 English sentences. Don't worry if they're simple. I need a towel. Where is my toothbrush? Time to wash my face. I like this soap. The mirror is dirty. That's it. 5 sentences a day in every room, and you do it again the next day. And the next. That's how you grow. You can even do this while cleaning. I do it too. When I vacuum, I say, "Let's clean this mess." I need to move the chair. It's dusty here. I'm not reading from a book. I'm speaking about real things right now. And this kind of English sticks. It becomes part of your thinking. You're not translating. You're thinking in English. And that's the real fluency we want. So here's your new rule. Use English while you live. Every day, everywhere. Start small. 1 sentence while brushing your teeth. 1 while making tea. one while putting on your shoes. The power is not in big words or big grammar. The power is in small, daily speaking habits. If you do this, you'll be surprised how fast your fluency grows. You'll start to speak without fear, without thinking. Because English will not be something you study, it will be something you do. So, go ahead, talk to your fridge, talk to your mirror, talk to your cat. Every word you speak brings you one step closer to confidence. And remember this, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Now, in the next chapter, I'll show you how to build a simple speaking plan that fits your life. A plan you can start today. No teacher, no grammar book. Just real, smart practice. Let's keep going and keep speaking. Glassimul coup. Chapter Wove. Stop translating. Think in English. Let me ask you something personal. Do you translate English in your head? Maybe someone says, "How are you?" And before answering, your brain goes to your native language, finds the meaning, and then comes back with the answer in English. You say, "I'm fine," but it took a second. Maybe two. That second is the reason you feel slow. That second is the reason you stop speaking. That second is the reason you feel nervous when someone talks to you in English. And you know what? It's completely normal. In the beginning, almost every learner translates in their head. But if you want to become fluent, confident, and natural, you must learn to think in English. Now, this may sound difficult, but I promise you, it's not. In fact, it's easier than you think, because fluency doesn't live in a grammar book. It doesn't live in long vocabulary lists. Fluency lives inside your mind. When you stop translating, your brain finally relaxes. You begin to speak faster. You understand faster. You feel like English is a part of you, not just a subject. So, how do we do it? Let's start with something simple, labeling. Look around you. What do you see? Say the name in English. Table, phone, pen, window, door. Now do it again, but this time add a sentence. This is a table. I see a phone. The pen is blue. This is how we begin to train the brain. You're not translating anymore. You're describing your world in English. This is thinking in English. Here's another trick. Short thoughts. During your day, pause for seconds and ask yourself, what am I doing? Say the answer in English. I'm walking. I'm cooking. I'm feeling sleepy. Or ask, how do I feel? I'm happy. I'm worried. I'm tired. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need big sentences. You just need to start talking to yourself in English, inside your mind. It sounds simple, right? And it is, but this one habit can change your fluency forever. I once had a student from Turkey. His name was Murat. He spoke slowly, always translating. I asked him, "How often do you think in English?" He said, "Never. I don't know how," so I gave him a task. Every day, take 2 minutes and speak to yourself in English, in your room, while walking, while eating. He started with simple sentences. I like tea. This room is small. I need to finish my homework. After 2 weeks, he came back and said, something strange is happening. English words just come to my mind now. That's the moment. That's the moment learners realize. Fluency lives here, not in a grammar chart. You can do this too. Start with your phone. When you pick it up, say, I'm checking messages. Who called me? Let's open YouTube. Or in the mirror, I need to shave. How do I look today? I'm wearing my red shirt. These are real thoughts, real words, real life. And they train your brain to think English first. Why does this work so well? Because your brain doesn't want rules. It wants patterns. And the more English patterns you repeat in your mind, the more natural English becomes. You begin to speak without fear. You begin to understand faster. You begin to live inside the language, not just visit it. You're awkward. Now here's something beautiful. When you think in English, you stop judging yourself. You don't worry about mistakes. You just speak. And fluency comes faster when you stop being afraid. So starting today, I want you to stop asking, what is the correct grammar? And start asking, what can I say about this moment, right now? Because your day is full of small moments, and every moment is a chance to practice. Now take this simple idea with you. Speak in your mind. Think in English. Every little sentence is a big step. If you do this for 1 to 3 minutes a day, you will feel the change. Not in a year. Not in a month. Sometimes, in just a week. And here's the secret. When you can think in English, you will always be ready to speak. You will no longer stop to translate. You will no longer freeze in conversations, because English won't be something you prepare for. It will be part of how you live. In our next chapter, the final chapter, I'll show you how to make this a real daily habit. We'll build a simple fluency plan together that fits your lifestyle. You've come this far. You're not just learning anymore. You're transforming. Let's keep going together. Klaspishal Hey, build a speaking habit, fluency without stress. You've come this far. You've learned why grammar isn't enough. Yun. Nick. You've learned that fluency is not about rules. It's about practice. You've seen how speaking every day, thinking in English, and using real language in your real life can create powerful change. Now it's time to bring everything together, and we'll do it with one goal: to help you build a simple speaking habit. A habit that doesn't feel heavy. A habit that doesn't cause stress. A habit that fits your life, even if you're busy. Even if you're tired. Because fluency isn't about doing a lot once. It's about doing a little every day. Let me start with a truth I've seen again and again in Arthur War, Locke's years of teaching. Merderald. The students who become fluent are not the ones who know the most grammar. They are the ones who practice the most often, in small, daily ways. That's it. Consistency beats perfection. Speaking for 2 minutes every day beats studying grammar for our hours once a week. So now let me give you your simple fluency routine. It's just 0 minutes a day. And yes, it's enough. Your 0 minute speaking habit 10 minute E2R. Speak your morning. Start your day in English. As you get ready, say short sentences out loud. I'm brushing my teeth. Time to wash my face. Where are my socks? You don't need a plan. Just speak about what you are doing. This connects English to real life. 10-minute sans-y. Describe your surroundings. Look around your room or outside. Name woo things in English. Then say a sentence about each one. This is a chair. The window is open. I see a cat outside. This builds thinking in English. Chen a minute ooh to loo. Short thoughts. Real feelings. Say what you're feeling, what you're planning, what you're thinking. I feel tired. I have a meeting today. I want some coffee. These small thoughts train your brain to speak naturally. Dakin minute shi to jo. Repeat and replace. Use a basic sentence and change one word at a time. Start with I like coffee. Now replace I like tea. I like juice. I like walking. This builds fluency and flexibility. Anding minute. Sure, shadow one sentence. Find a short sentence in English. From a video, a podcast, or even this script. Listen to it and repeat it out loud 10 times, copying the rhythm and tone. For example, let's get started. How was your day? I'm looking forward to it. This improves your pronunciation and speaking rhythm. Like native speakers, you might say, only 2 minutes? Yes, because what matters most is that you do it every day. No pressure, no long lessons, just real practice, real words, real speaking. Now let me tell you about Amina. She was one of my students from Morocco. She told me I've studied English for about years, but I can't speak. I asked, how often do you actually speak English? She said, almost never. I read grammar. I do exercises, but I don't talk, so I gave her this same 0 minute routine. She laughed and said, that's all? I said, try it for 1 month. After 2 weeks, she sent me a voice message, all in English. She said something changed. I don't stop to translate now. I can say what I think. I feel more free, and that's what this is really about. Not perfect English. Free English. Confident English. Real English. Now maybe you've been learning English for a long time. Maybe you've been stuck. Grammar, vocabulary, rules, but still afraid to speak. I want you to hear me clearly. You are not bad at English. You just haven't practiced speaking the smart way. You don't need more rules. You need more real practice. Start today. 1 room. 1 moment. 1 sentence. Say it out loud. Then say another. Tomorrow, do it again and again. Until English becomes your habit. Until you don't think, should I speak English today? You just do it. Because it's part of your life. That's fluency. That's the smart way. And you can do it. Starting now. If you found even one idea helpful today, just imagine what few minutes of daily practice can do for your English. In 1 week, or even a year. This simple habit will build your confidence, improve your speaking, and help you think in English naturally. So don't stop now. Keep going. Dingder. Like this video if you're ready to speak English without worrying about grammar. Damn comment. No grammar, just real practice below to show you're committed to becoming fluent. Nigna. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more easy, practical English lessons every week. Remember, fluency is not about being perfect. It's about speaking every day, learning from mistakes, and enjoying the process. You've already taken the first step. Now let's keep learning together.